Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I know this is a little bit different. I'm trying to do more third-party figures, also because I like them. But yeah, as you can see, this is the Iron Factory IF-EX26R, the Racing Bros Retrograde. And I think it looks quite nice. It's their versions of Runabout. Yeah, their versions of Runabout and Runamuck. I think it looks quite nice. Iron Factory 2019, and just barcodes and words and stuff. And then on the back, the product images, and these are quite nice. They look very posable, and they are. Of course, you have Racing Bros Retrograde on the top, and just a QR code, which I have not scanned that. I don't know what that is scanned for, probably the website to find the figures, but yeah. So, if you're curious where I got this at the Comicpalooza in Houston this past weekend on the 18th. It was through the 17th and 18th, and I went there on the 18th, and so I got this set for $83, which wasn't too bad. And then real quick, I also got the trailer and the first edition of Prime. It was like 60, it was like 50 or 60, but yeah. But so the thing was, because it was at the convention, and it was just like a big lot of figures, was that he did not come with his swords, and of course, it didn't come with the actual Prime, neither did any of the weapons, but I do have this Prime, which is completely compatible with this, so like it does not matter. But so yeah, and I will be trying to go back to I asked my dad if he can go back to the actual location, not in the convention, but the actual store, and see if they can find the accessories for these two things so I can show them off. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase what I got at the convention, which I think was quite cool. But yeah, now I'm back to the Racing Bros. Let's open them up and take a closer look at them. So, yeah. And of course, on the sides, you have more product images of both of them, and the EX26R on the box, EX26R on both sides. So yeah, and of course, it just comes with the instructions, which was done in purple, which is quite cool. Of course, more Racing Bros Retrograde and all the fun stuff. Another part in the same barcode. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the packaging and whatnot. But yeah, let's finish opening them up, and we'll get into closer looks. So yeah, of course, here it is in their little clamshell. They both come with identical blasters, which is Runabout is in a nice metallic red, as you can see right here. Oh, there goes Runabout. Just stay in the clamshell. Yeah, Runabout's blaster is in a nice metallic red, which is quite cool. And then Runabout's is in that black plastic that Runamuck has been done in, which is the same thing, same details and everything, just different molded plastic. So yeah, let's get that out of the clamshell. Runamuck was quite in there. So yeah, here we have Runamuck and Runabout. Get all the packaging out of the way. But here we have Runamuck and Runabout right out of the box. Of course, I have looked at these before, but yeah. Now, first we'll look at Runamuck, which looks quite nice with that orange and white color scheme. Got some nice blue on the headlights and some internal side details, which is quite nice. All the windshields are picked out in a nice black paint everywhere. Here's from the back, and the backs of the legs and the forearms. And the head sculpt is quite nice if it will focus on. Okay, focus. Yeah, but it is quite nice. It is a little different from Runabouts. And let's show so you can see the difference. Let's bring in Runabout. So Runabout, I think he is my favorite one due to mainly his color scheme, and I do like his head sculpt too, but yeah. So taking a look at his head sculpt, it's a little bit harder to see because it's a black plastic, but we'll take a quick look. Yeah, but he has, but here, actually there is a much easier way of doing this, and so let's look at Runabout real quick, and I'll show you the differences in the head sculpts, because it's much harder to do it on the actual figures. But there still is a way to do it. Yeah, they still are the exact same mold, just still with that detailing on the insides of the legs. If you do open up the chest, it was on the back or something. Yeah, there's some little piping detail on the back, which is of course the same on Runabout, but Runamuck. But what I was talking about for an easier way of looking at the different head sculpts was in the instructions. So as you can see, it shows you their head sculpts. So this was a pain to get in here, but I will deal with this later. Just getting the instructions out of that little plastic baggie, and then and of course, it is very simple. It is just one-sided. That's it. But as you can see, Runabout has that little notch on his chin, and Runamuck does not, and he has different side pieces. And as you can see, that's the differences in the head sculpts. So yeah, this is just a much easier way of doing it than trying to look at the actual figures. But yeah, let's get into articulation. I'll be using Runabout. So articulation features a ball joint in the head, and he can tilt from side to side. He can look down, and Runabout can look up, but how his head is designed, it's much harder for him. And of course, they can both do a full 360, and then ball joint in the arms for full 360, and outward to about that far. But if you use the transformation hinge, you can get out about that far. Full bicep rotation, and well over 90-degree bend at the knee, at the elbow. But for the record, if you do have the blaster in his hand, it then stops at just over 90 degrees, just so you know. Just adjusting my light. Yeah. But so you can see how he looks holding it. Yeah, but we'll get back to that in a second. And he does have wrist rotation due to transformation, but I still think it is nice to have wrist rotation on a Legends class figure, and from Iron Factory too. But so, yeah, the waist swivel, and then ball joint in the hips, so he can kick forward that far, kick back that far. He can do the full splits, and then he has thigh swivel and 90-degree bend at the knee. But if you use the transformation hinge, you can get a full 180-degree bend, but then you just can look through and see Runabout through his hollow leg, which I think is quite funny. But yeah, that is a thing you can do. I bet if you pose it correctly, you won't look as bad. And then the toe and the heel spur can tilt due to transformation. And then unfortunately, it's only the toes that can have a rocker, because if you try to use it, the rest of the heel spur just gets in the way. So it is nice if you have it like a slightly like that or something, but it's harder to do like full degree one because it's at the middle, and it looks weird if you do it fully and to the actual heel does not articulate either. But yeah, so I'll show them off with their blasters, and then I'll do size comparisons, and then after that I'll get down to transformation. So yeah. let's get the So here you have Runamuck and Runabout in a little bit of a pose position with their weapons, crouching and pointing and holding and shooting and all the different poses you wish. And it is 5mm ports in their hand, so you can just utilize other accessories. At least I think so. Hold on, let me test that out real quick. And if y'all were ever curious of how I store accessories, because we all know it could be a hassle, I have this little box I have. It's full with accessories and blast effects in a little compartment. So let's just take an ordinary part of Hubcap's little bazooka thing, and as you can see, it is 5mm compatible, so that gives you a lot more options there. But just confirming that it was a 5mm port, because I could not remember it at the time. So yeah, we'll use Runabout for the comparison. The names are getting confusing. We'll use Runamuck for the comparison since he's already standing. But so the only Legends scaled figures I have is the Iron Factory Warpath. They look quite nice. Oh, just put the barrel in. They are similar size. And then I have, of course, go check out his video, is the Magic Square Optimus. And I think they scale quite nice too. So yeah, those are the only real Legend scaled comparisons I have. But yeah, now let's get on to transformation with Runamuck again. So just, of course, remove the blaster. And then what you want to do is make sure the arms are completely straight. And then just rotate them 180 degrees to where the screws are now facing the inside. Just like that. And then rotate the wrist to where it's facing how it normally would. It's just covered. So the wrists are both facing the same way. You just have to rotate them again after you rotate the bicep. So yeah, and then just take the chest piece and untap it. Could be a little difficult. Bring it all the way out, and then rotate it 180 degrees, and then just bring it back down. And then for the legs, just push them, just connect them together and collapse the toe and heel spurs like that. And then take this back piece and untap it and bring it all the way out. Make sure the head is straight, and then on this hinge it will come all the way up to the back of the head. On this hinge it won't fold over, and then there's a tab there that will peg into this slot, just like that, and press that down all the way, and then just collapse the arms like that. Make sure they tap in at the back, and then just compress the feet, the legs in on themselves. There are little tabs in the knees. They'll peg onto the front of the windshield right there, and just like that, here we have Runamuck in his vehicle mode. So here we have Runamuck and Runabout in their vehicle modes, and they look quite nice. And so, of course, Runamuck has the blue headlights, silver rims, and black windows. Some nice little gunmetal gray detailing on the back. Of course, the underside is just the orange from the chest piece. And that was the little detail I was talking to you about when I showed it off on Runabout. And for Runabout, it's just an all black with black windshields, with red windshields, red headlights, and red rims, and of course red detailing on the back. On the bottom, completely black. On the top, red and black. That's really it. So yeah, comparisons with the two racing bros. Here is, of course, Warpath once again, and then here they are with Prime. I think they're a little big with Prime, and in vehicle mode because I think Prime should be like to here, like this, if that was the case. I'm trying to do the thing where like it looks bigger, like that, if that was the case. Something, just make it a little bit bigger, but in normal mode, I think it works just fine. But yeah, unfortunately, I have not found, nor has it said in the instructions, anywhere to store the weapons in vehicle mode. It would have been cool if like tabs on the, like pegs on the wheels or some, no. Yeah, there's not really anywhere to store the weapons in vehicle mode, so yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I do really like this set of figures. It gives me 2 Decepticons to go up against my 2 Autobots finally. So yeah, I'll definitely have fun doing some battle scenes and like just playing around with these. Yeah, I think overall my favorite out of the bunch is probably